it to trial. Take it to trial. Welcome in, grab a seat, hit the like and subscribe. Cause Sweet Peas on the mic with that spicy little vibe. Got the courtroom streaming in the chat, going wild. We're debating heavy topics, but still laughing like a child. From objections to confessions to the judge's side eye. If it's justice and it's messy, we gon' talk about why. Every day's a new case, every moment's a ride. And when Sweet Peas in the building, we be learning with pride. My eyes on deck, keep the room running smooth. Film freak therapist, you know, keeping everyone in the groove. Right you with the facts, pretty brown girl with the sass. Moreldia and Fowler keep the peace in the chat. But Jason walks in and the ladies collapse. Chocolate, take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the spice, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial. Morning shows are sharp, afternoon is on fire. And we catch every moment that the court might inspire. From witnesses whispering, the lawyers trying to hard. You know Sweet Pea breaks it down like a legal tarot card. Chats cracking jokes, dropping theories on the fly. We're serious when it counts, but we still testify. Minds hold it down when the trolls try to play. If you're out of line, court adjourned for the day. But when Jason logs in with that deep hello sound, the ladies in the chat, man, they all fall down. Take it, 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 take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the spice, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial. When the sun goes down and the cases get deep, after dark gets spicy, no secrets to keep. Taboo topics, big laugh, slap, happy crew. Sweet Pea says behave, but we never really do. It's opinions, confessions, stories untold, but we handle it with heart like the chat made a goal. Hey! Take it to trial, from day to night and every wild mile. Sweet Peas nearly strong with her trademark style, and the fam in the chat always makes it worthwhile. Turn it up, show some love, hit the like on sight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial.
Well. I hope everybody made it over here safely and was able to transport. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Okay. I'll tell you. Do it. So just so everybody knows what we walking into, my guy here decided that he wanted to try to push his wife off the ledge. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. That's what I'm gonna think about the whole time while we watching this trial. Oh gosh. I know. Let's see here. Let me see. I'm gonna at least get up the live feed first, and then let me at least get that part up, because I don't want us to miss any of it. And I'll put that kind of like in our background. So I know when the court starts. Okay. All right. Hey, real happy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I know I can make a song out of everything, y'all. And everything. I can probably make a song out of it. I don't know why, the who, what, when, where, and why behind it, but it is what it is. Hey, Barb, welcome in. Glad you were able to stop over. Yes, you did it right, Mary. We can definitely see you, honey. I'm so glad you made it over here safe and sound. I'd be like, yeah, everybody just put on your little seat belts and we're going to transport over. Oh, wow. You say in regards to the discoloration that they selling? Yeah, we definitely had that. Hey, Earl. Let me see. Yeah, so our guy here that we are currently talking about, I'm gonna call him GK because I don't know. He was on some island. I don't know what island because I can't pronounce none of the words, none of the islands over there. So don't look for it to come from me. Hey, Katie, we just gonna listen to what they say. I can't. I'm not even able to probably pronounce their names, but it is what it is. But our guy GK decided that he wanted to unalign. He wanted to unalign. He wanted to unalive his wife Ariel. Now I can say her name because I know what Ariel is. I know somebody named Ariel. So he decided that he wanted to try to unalive her. She was allegedly having an affair on him. He wanted her to stop working at her very seemed like a very prominent job. Like she was some kind of engineer or something. Um, he wanted her to stop working because he wanted her to cut off all communication with her boo thing. But her boo thing had her, he was married too. So I don't really think she was going to leave her husband, but he couldn't get it together and he was so insecure. And then he is up under 5'10". So there's that. So yeah, he wanted her to stop working and she wouldn't stop working. So he decided to plan his birthday trip. Let's go to this island. They went to the island and they not even 5 minutes in on the hiking trail. And he go over there and take a picture, close to the edge. And she was like, well, no, I really don't want to go over there to the edge because I'm afraid of heights. And he was like, no. Go over there. You good. Give me your phone and I'm going to take a picture of you. So she goes and she just stepping back and she's like, well, honey, I am scared. I am worried. I really don't think this is safe for me. So he's like, no, keep going back. And then he tried to, grab her by her shoulder and push her over the edge or do something. Anywho, she claims that during this struggle, she was fighting for her life. He got the best of her. He had all types of needles and he was ready to poke her. I don't know what he was going to poke her with, but they never found the needles. But he was going to poke her and I don't know what, put her to sleep. I have no clue. But he decided that he couldn't get the needle inside of her. So allegedly he took a rock and started hitting her in the head with the rock. Some people that were passing by heard her screaming for help. And he was like in this, boom. And as she was saying help, the people seen and they was like, stop. And he ran off in the woods. And that's about all I got. I don't know. That's about all I got. I don't know anything else. At least that's my opinion. But let's do this. Because I see they have not started court yet. And y'all probably want the real version of this and not the sweet pea version of it. Because my version probably does sound a little ratchet. But I don't even know how to tell it the way I know how to tell it. I don't know how to tell it any type of way, but except for my messed up way that I can do it. So And it make it so bad. Like, he was an anesthesiologist. Like, he was putting people to sleep for a living. Like, dude, you could have just went to work and scheduled a hearing. Right? You could have did that. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing all of that to get rid of your wife? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Gosh, he just couldn't take her being with somebody else. I just don't know what to say about that. So the prosecutor's opening statements and the defense opening statements were not that long, guys. So I am going to replay them just that way, so the people who are not actually hear what really happened versus to my rendition of it, my story, because my story probably is not as truthful as it should be. So I'm gonna let my prosecutor man tell you about it with his curly hair. And besides, Drunky will get a kick out of the opening statement, so I'm gonna do it for her. And then once court really starts, I'll take us into live court. No worries there. Okay, y'all ready? These are our opening statements again for those that have not seen anything in regards to this trial. And as soon as our live feed comes in, I'm gonna take us live into the courtroom. Sweetie Gang is entering the courtroom. Here we go.
Help! 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 Those are the words that Amanda Morris and Sarah Bucksbaum heard as they were walking up the Palipuka Trail on March 24th, 2025. Amanda and Sarah heard those words, help, 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 and they rushed up the trail thinking that somebody had fallen off of the cliff on top. They get to the section with the cliff and they see, and Amanda sees, a man on top of a woman, a man holding a rock. The man swings the rock, hits the woman in the head. Sarah sees that same man standing over that same woman, holding that same rock. Both of them see the woman, Ariel Konig, with a face covered in blood. In this trial, you will learn about Ariel Konig, who she is, what happened that day. But you'll also learn about the man holding the rock, the man who hit her with that rock, Dr. Gerhard Konig, anesthesiologist, Ariel's husband, and the defendant in this case. Now, Ariel and Dr. Konig, the defendant, normally don't live on Oahu. They're from Maui, where Ariel works remotely and Dr. Konig practices anesthesia. But that weekend, March 24th, 2025, just under a year ago, they came to Oahu for Ariel's birthday. Ariel's birthday, March 24th, the day this happened. It was actually Ariel's very first trip to Oahu. her first time coming to this island. The defendant planned the trip. The defendant booked the tickets. The defendant booked the hotel room. The defendant planned the couple's activities. The defendant researched and planned the hike that he took Ariel on that morning. That morning, March 24th, 2025, around 10 o'clock in the morning, the defendant drives Ariel up to the Poly Lookout. They get to the Poly Lookout, the big tourist area overlooking the whole bunch of the windward side, and they get ready to go on the hike. The trailhead for the Polypuka Trail is in the bus parking lot of the Poly Lookout, so not where rental cars or other people park. It's on the other side, next to a set of bathrooms over a wall. So the defendant takes Ariel there, but when they get to the trailhead, they see other potential hikers. They see other people looking for how to start the trail. And Ariel wants to help them. She wants to help them find where the trail starts so that those people can hike up the trail. And she suggests that to the defendant. She says, why don't we show them where the trail is? And he tells her, no. He wants to hike with her alone. He doesn't want to help those people. He wants to hike with her alone. So they don't go up the trail at that point. They go to the Poly Lookout. They go to the tourist area with the plaques. They go to the lookout looking all over the windward side and stay there for a few minutes, take photos, then go back to the trail. Now when they go back, there's nobody else. They're alone, and they start the hike together. They start the hike. It starts in a heavily forested area. You climb over a wall, you go past a sign, you start going up a hill. It's a steep hill, a lot of tree roots, but not a lot of brush cover on the very start. So they go up this hill and they get to the top of the ridge. Once they get to the top of the ridge, the trail goes left. The trail follows the top of the ridge. On one side, the town side, there's a steep hill covered in forest, heavy brush on the ground. But on the other side, the windward side of the trail, sheer cliff, a several 100-foot drop all the way to the bottom of the Poly. They start to hike up the trail. They start to hike up the ridge. And they go for a few minutes. Everything's normal. But they get to a point where you need to climb with your hands and your feet, a scramble area. Once they get to that point, Ariel gets freaked out by the exposure. She doesn't like that there's a big cliff to the right. She doesn't like there's a steep hill down the left. Doesn't like that she has to climb on her hands and feet. So she wants to turn around. And the whole reason of going to the Polypuka hike is because there's a puka. Up the trail, there is a puka, a hole in the side of the mountain where you can look through the hole, take photos, where you can look out through the puka down at the windward side. But they never got there because Ariel wanted to turn around. So Ariel stops hiking. She says she's not comfortable with this. She wants to turn around. The defendant goes on. He hikes another couple minutes up the trail. He hikes another couple minutes, then he comes back and he tells Ariel, tries to convince her to keep going. He tries to say, oh, this is the hardest part. Everything beyond this little bit, easy. But Ariel's still not feeling it. Ariel doesn't want to go on. So they start to descend. And as they start to descend the trail, As they start to walk down that ridge, now, at this point, the steep hill with the forest is on the right, the town side, and the cliff side, the windward side, is on the left. They walk down the trail. They're taking photos. They're sending photos to their family. Defendant ends up taking Ariel's phone to take photos of her, to take a selfie. And Ariel actually takes a photo of the defendant with her phone as well, right by the cliff. Ariel takes a photo and she sends it to her family on an application called Snapchat with the tagline on there, "Don't look down." The defendant then wants to take a photo with Ariel right by the edge of the cliff. And she says she's uncomfortable with it. She's uncomfortable with the cliff. She's uncomfortable with the fall, with the danger. So she goes, she holds onto a tree, and she tries to take the photo. The defendant goes back up, away from the cliff, back towards the trail. Ariel follows. And then as Ariel's moving down the trail to safely get by the defendant at this narrow spot with the cliff behind her, the defendant ends up grabbing her by her shoulders. He pushes her backwards towards that cliff. Ariel goes to the ground. She goes to the ground. They start wrestling. They start struggling. They start fighting. And in that fight, the defendant gains the advantage. The defendant gets on top of Ariel. The defendant is straddling Ariel over her waist, pinning her onto the ground. And Ariel's trying to fight back. She's trying to struggle. But she sees in the defendant's hand a syringe. She sees in the defendant's hand a syringe, and she tries to hit it away. She hits it. The syringe falls out the defendant's hand. And then she sees a vial in the same hand. As the defendant reaches into the backpack he had, reaching in there, trying to grab something, Ariel still struggles. She still tries to take that vial out of his hand. And they keep fighting. And at this time, the defendant has Ariel's phone. The defendant is holding on to Ariel's purse. The defendant is holding on to Ariel's wallet. Ariel pleads with the defendant. She talks about their children. She asks the defendant not to do this. She begs him not to do this. And the defendant says, "I'm sick of this shit." He's sick of this shit. Ariel calms the defendant down. She thinks she calms the defendant down until the defendant picks up that rock. Until the defendant picks up that rock that Amanda Morris saw. Until the defendant picks up that rock that Sarah Buxbaum saw. And just when she thought the defendant had calmed down, he starts to take that rock and bash her in the head multiple times. "Help! Help! Help!" is what Ariel says while the defendant is hitting her. And those cries were answered. Those cries were answered when Amanda Morris and Sarah Buxbaum arrived on the scene. The defendant stood up. Amanda again saw him hit Ariel. The defendant stands up. Ariel is able to scoot away. Ariel is able to get to Amanda and Sarah, and they're able to get Ariel safely down the rest of the trail. Once Ariel got to that safety of Amanda and Sarah, the defendant was left alone at the scene, alone with Ariel's phone, alone with Ariel's wallet, alone with Ariel's purse, alone with the syringe, and alone with the vial. All those items, Ariel's phone, purse, wallet, the syringe, the vial, those were never recovered. The story doesn't end quite there once Ariel gets to safety. A few minutes later, at 10:36 a.m., the defendant takes his phone out. He dials his son, his 19-year-old son, named Emil. He calls him on the FaceTime application on his phone. There's a video call, so Emil can see his dad. And Emil sees his dad with blood all over him. And what does the defendant say to Emil? He says, "I'm not going to make it back. I tried to kill Ari, but she got away." That's what the defendant tells Emil. He doesn't just tell Emil that he tried to kill Ariel, though. He tells her why. The defendant tells Emil, "She's been cheating on me for the last 3 months, or the last several months." He gives his motive to Emil. He explains his reasoning. He even tells Emil, "I'm at the end of my rope." An hour later, the defendant calls Emil back. The first question the defendant asks him, "Emil, did you tell anybody?" And Emil says, "Yes." Emil says, "I told Judy and Peter Mast, Ariel's mom and stepdad." And how does the defendant respond? He says he's going to jump. Emil tells him not to, tries to convince him not to. And the defendant ends the phone call by saying, "I got to hang up so the police don't find me." That phone call was at around 11:40 a.m. That's the last anyone heard of the defendant for the next 6 to 7 hours. The defendant told Emil that he was turning his phone off so the police couldn't find him. And for a long time, they couldn't. Despite a manhunt that lasted for almost 8 hours that day, multiple different agencies, Honolulu Police Department, Honolulu Fire Department, the Department of Land and Natural Resources, multiple agencies all trying to find the defendant, all searching for him in that forest up there at the Palipuka area. None of them could find him. But later on, as the sun was getting ready to set, a few minutes after 6 p.m., March 24, 2025, 3 HPD officers are headed back to the station. They've been called off the search. They're done. They couldn't find him. But as they're driving on that road that goes from the Pali Lookout back to the Pali Highway, back to town, they're driving out and they see a man. They see a man exit the forest, a man matching the description of the defendant. They identify themselves. They say, "Police, police." The man runs. He tries to get to the forest. He tries to escape them. The officers catch up. They apprehend him. They do use force to do so. And the man is identified as Dr. Gerhard Konig. Now, you'll hear about this case. You've all been informed about how long this trial is going to be. So you hear about this case in a couple different phases. First, you'll hear from witnesses, Amanda Morris, Sarah Bucksbaum. You'll hear what happened up at the Poly Lookout on March 24, 2025. You'll hear how the investigation proceeded. You'll hear from the HPD officers who responded. You'll hear from the DLNR officer who responded. You'll hear from the evidence specialists who went to the scene, who took photographs of the bloody patch on the ground, of the crushed plants, the trail of blood. You'll see those photos. You'll see the photos of Ariel at the scene and how she looked like immediately after this happened. You'll hear from Ariel herself. She'll testify as to what happened on March 24th, her birthday. And she'll testify on March 24th of this year. 1 year later. She'll describe what happened that day. She'll describe the 3 months, almost 4 months, leading up to that day. She'll describe this cheating that the defendant was upset about. Because back in December 2024, the defendant found WhatsApp messages between Ariel and a coworker. Ariel describes them as flirty. You will see the messages. You will see the messages, and you will get to see what they say. There's nothing lewd. There's nothing sexual. There's nothing romantic. They're flirty. But this was an issue in their relationship. The defendant was upset. Ariel wanted to stay in the relationship. They take the steps. They go to couples counseling. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. And Ariel keeps thinking, okay, now it's time. A romantic trip, birthday weekend, we're back on track. Lastly, Ariel will explain what happened after this incident. So after March 24th, what kind of injuries she had, what kind of effects they had on her. She'll explain, and you will hear testimony, that Ariel, after this happened, by several days, removed the money from a joint bank account that she shared with the defendant. You'll hear that Ariel removed that money, that she used it to pay the mortgage, that she used it to pay for the tuition for the children she shared with the defendant, that she used it to pay marital debt that they'd incurred. She used it to pay the defendant's own credit card bills. So you'll see what Ariel did with that money. Okay. Beyond that, you'll hear scientific evidence in this case. There will be DNA testimony. All of the blood that was found on the trail was swabbed. All that blood was subjected to DNA testing. And all of that blood, through the DNA testing, shows an incredibly high likelihood ratio that supports is Ariel's blood and only her blood. But not only the blood from the trail, several different swabs from the defendant's clothes recovered from his person all will show Ariel's blood, and none will show his. You'll see the evidence that was collected. You'll see the rock. You'll see the rock that was recovered from the trail. The bottom half, jagged, covered in Ariel's blood. You'll also hear in this case what's called digital forensics. The police recovered a laptop, the defendant's laptop. And they looked through that laptop for certain terms, and they found from December 2024 through March 2025, several relevant things that you'll hear. You'll hear the defendant on Christmas Eve 2024, 3 a.m, was on the internet, looking up internet forum posts about infidelity. You hear the defendant on Christmas Day at 4 a.m. was doing the same thing. You'll hear that on New Year's Eve, 8:30 p.m., the defendant was looking up Ariel's financial information. You'll see from the forensics that in those months leading up to March 24th, you will see what was on the defendant's mind by looking at the digital forensics. You'll see that he was looking up divorce. He was looking up how much his prior divorce had cost him. He was looking up notes on Ariel's computer about divorce. He was looking up Ariel's financials. And lastly, from the digital forensics, you will see these messages that the defendant was so upset about. Okay, almost there. Okay. Near the end, the last couple phases of this trial, you'll hear from Gerhard Konig. He'll testify what happened on March 24th. He'll testify about that first phone call, about what his dad told him, about why his dad did it. He'll testify about that second phone call, about what his dad told him he was going to do. We hear that the defendant confessed and that he planned to hide from the police. And lastly, at the end, you'll hear from the officers who successfully apprehended the defendant. On their way back to the station, just ran into him. So you hear from them what they saw, what the defendant did, and how they managed to catch him. And at the end of this case, at the end of all this evidence, the state will come back, the evidence will show, and the state will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Dr. Gerhard Konig consciously, intentionally made a choice on March 24th, 2025 to try to take a life. And when the state does that, we will ask you to find the defendant guilty as charged. Thank you.
Okay, so they are live and I'm about to take us live. I know that a lot of, he ditched a lot of stuff. He even ditched her clothes. So ain't no telling what he did with the stuff. Okay, let me take us in the courtroom live so we can get started with today's testimony. If you haven't already, if you can put that thumbs up on that like button, I would truly appreciate it. Welcome. He did ditch you. Yeah, he ditched a lot of stuff. He got rid of everything. So I'm not denying that he didn't have a syringe with him. For y'all, I know we are supposed to have our 10K party tonight, right, guys? We'll see where we at with the trial, only because this is probably gonna take us into tonight, just so y'all know that if we hang with it today. I think they probably keep court in Hawaii to 5:00 Mountain Standard Time, which is going to be 8:00 my time, and which means it will be 11:00 East Coast time. Because right now it's like 4 East Coast time. So we'll play everything by ear. And if worst case scenario, we can always do it tomorrow, or or we can stop this and do this later. Because they don't have court Monday. So y'all keep that in mind. They don't have court on Mondays in Hawaii, from my understanding. So there will not be no court Monday. So we can always come back and watch it on Monday. But yeah, it'll be late for East Coast people because if we try to do the whole day today. But I'll put a survey out, a poll out, and y'all can kind of decide what y'all want to do. But we'll let's go in.
25-373 for further jury trial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Joel Garner for the state. Also present is Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Franklin Don Picaro Jr.
Morning, Mr. Garner. Morning, Mr. Picaro.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Otake and Matt Dirks on behalf of Dr. Gerhard Konig.
Morning, Mr. Osaki. Morning, Mr. Dirks. Morning, Dr. Konig. Gentlemen, all of you can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to courtroom 15. Thank you for braving the weather yet again. I seem to be saying that a lot lately to this jury. If you haven't already earned your gold star for making it through the first storm, definitely for sure now making it through the second storm. So thank you very much for your perseverance and your flexibility. We will continue on with the presentation of evidence in this case. I asked the attorneys as we go through today to see where we might be. I did talk with them and they agreed to recheck where we are in terms of the presentation early afternoon versus what kind of weather we're looking at for the community hall. So you already know what I have in mind. So I'll be working with the attorneys during the day to see if we might curtail our schedule a little bit shorter today. But for now, we will continue on with the presentation of evidence. Mr. Garner, state's next witness.
Yes, the state calls Veronica DeMello.
And while waiting for the next witness to come onto the stand, Ms. Amy Long now has the administrative duties for the trial. Ms. Alfred Fisher is at the bailiff's desk taking the place of Ms. McCallum. She's being assisted by Mr. Justice Castroverdi Moniz. He's the legal intern assigned to this courtroom. He is a third-year student at the William S. Richardson School of Law. We're happy to have him. And third court reporter in our rotation is Ms. Milani Ballesteros.
Oh, Judge Shamrock, make sure you have a good time. That sounds fun. So the judge looks like they may end court early today because of the weather. So you must know we got a 10K party tonight. All right.
You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we get any further, can you pull the microphone as close to your mouth as possible and speak directly into the microphone as much as possible today?
Yes,
Thank you. Can you please state your name?
Veronica DeMello.
Ms. DeMello, what's your occupation?
I'm a police evidence specialist for the Honolulu Police Department Crime Scene Unit.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
21 years.
What was your assignment on March 25th, 2025 at around 12:30 a.m.?
My assignment was to recover evidence at the central receiving desk at the main station.
I'm going to take a step back. What are the general duties of an evidence specialist?
Our general duties include crime scene documentation and evidence collection.
And on that date, March 25th, just after midnight, what type of evidence were you assigned to collect under HPD Report 25-110958?
Clothing.
Who did you collect the clothing from?
I collected the clothing from a Mr. Konig.
what was his full name?
Gerhard Konig, I believe.
Gerhard?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Butchered that name.
Okay,
Excuse me.
if you were to see that person again, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes,
If that person is in the courtroom, can you point them out and let us know an article of clothing that they're wearing?
yes. As I'm facing the court, he's on my right, wearing a blue collared shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
Record will reflect identification was made.
Specifically, what clothing items did you collect from the defendant?
I recovered I collected a t-shirt and a pair of shorts.
Now I'm going to approach with what's been marked as States Exhibit 29 and States Exhibit 30, which have previously been shown to defense counsel. Okay, Mr. Mello, I've handed you States Exhibit 29 and States Exhibit 30. Could you take a look in that package without taking anything out?
Yes,
Okay. For Exhibit 29, do you recognize what that is?
yes.
Okay, what is Exhibit 29?
Exhibit 29 is a t-shirt.
That's the same T-shirt you recovered from the defendant on March 25th, 2025.
It is,
Is that T-shirt in the same or substantially the same condition as when you recovered it from the defendant?
yes.
At this point, the state will move States Exhibit 29 into evidence.
Mr. Otake. No objection. What is marked for identification as States Exhibit 29 is received into evidence.
Mr. Mello, without removing anything else from that large package, could you remove States Exhibit 29? Okay, and if it's okay with you, could I have you stand up and display States Exhibit 29 for the court?
Yes.
And first, can I ask you to display outside of you the front of the T-shirt?
In front of the t-shirt. Okay, different part of the t-shirt.
All right, and now can you display, please, the rear part of the T-shirt? Okay, thank you. And okay, Mr. Mello, can you now open up that package and take a look to see States Exhibit 30?
Yes,
Okay, did you get a chance to see it?
yes.
Okay, what is States Exhibit 30?
It's the shorts that was recovered at Central Receiving Desk.
Is this the same pair of shorts you recovered from the defendant on March 25th, 2025?
Yes,
Are these shorts in the same or substantially the same condition as when you recovered them from the defendant?
yes.
At this point, the state will move Exhibit 30 into evidence.
Mr. Otake. No objection. What is marked for identification as States Exhibit 30 is received into evidence.
Okay, and could you now take States Exhibit 30 out and display it to the jury as well? And could you start with displaying the front? And now could you display the rear, please? Thank you. In just one moment. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Ms. DeMello, were these items assigned evidence numbers under the HPD report system?
They were
Okay, and what were the numbers?
items number 13 and 14.
Okay, and which item was number 13?
Item 13 was the t-shirt,
Okay,
and
and
item 14 was the shorts.
what type of packaging, after you recovered it, did you place item 13, the t-shirt, into?
The t-shirt was placed in an evidence envelope, a breathable evidence envelope.
What type of packaging did you place item number 14, the shorts, into?
The same type of packaging.
Okay, and after you put them in these envelopes, what did you do with the envelopes?
They were sealed and submitted into our evidence vault at main station.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a couple follow-up questions. What does sealed mean?
Sealed means it's a tamper-proof tape. If I could show these, we have an assigned tape. It's a blue tape with a HPD crime scene on it. That's our temper resistant or proof tape. It's sealed with that, signed by whoever sealed it, which would be me. It has my ID number on there and also the date that it was sealed.
Okay. And could you hold up State's Exhibit, either one, just let us know which one you're doing, and point us out to the tape?
Sure. So I'm holding up State's Exhibit number 29, which is the shirt. Again, white tape on the very top of the shirt. It has the HPD crime scene unit. It's a white tape with blue writing on it. The black marker here is my signature, along with the date of this seal for this particular item, and then also my ID number.
And is this the original packaging today?
No, this is not.
Okay. Can you explain the packaging today a little bit?
Okay, so for court purposes, a request was put in for presentation. So this normally wouldn't be flat for court presentation purposes. It would be in a sealed packaging instead, that we mentioned before. So this seal is for just court presentation.
And you mentioned that you put items 13 and 14, which are now State's Exhibit 29 and 30, into the HPD evidence vault.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
HPD evidence vault, our evidence room, which normally takes in evidence, is not a 24/7 evidence dispository. They have a vault outside of work hours for them, and then it's a sealed, locked in the basement of the HPD main station.
And then how do you transfer a piece of evidence, or how do you transfer the two pieces of evidence in this case into that vault?
Okay, we also have a case report system within the police department, and there is a electronic transfer. So from me, it would go to whatever locker it was assigned to. It was transferred, and then it was locked and then sealed within that. And the only other person that can open that lock after me would be somebody that is employed with the evidence room.
And which locker did you place the items in this case?
Main station evidence locker 121.
Now, from the time that you collected the T-shirt and the shorts to the time you put them in the evidence room locker 121, did you have sole custody and control of the items?
I did.
During that time, did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy the contents of those packages or those items in any way?
I did not.
During that time, after you sealed the packages, did anybody open the packages at all between the time you sealed them and the time you placed them in the locker?
No.
Did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you very much. No further questions at this time.
Your Honor, can we approach briefly with the on or off? On. Okay.
Counsel, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Here you go. Good morning, Ms. DeMello.
Good morning.
You indicated that you have been with the Honolulu Police Department for 21 years, is that right?
That is correct.
And was that entire time as evidence specialist?
It was.
And throughout that time then, you were asked about what you do there. Did you receive training on how to go about your job as an evidence specialist?
I do.
Part of the job of evidence specialist in your experience is to take photographs of evidence, correct?
That is correct.
And it's also to collect physical evidence, like you did in this case, the shirt and the shorts that you just showed the jury, yes?
Yes.
When it comes to, do evidence specialists from HPD sometimes actually go to alleged crime scenes and photograph evidence at the crime scene?
Yes, they do.
And that's something that evidence specialists, I mean, they're called specialists because that's what they specialize in, correct?
That is
Yeah.
correct.
And as part of that, evidence specialists have tools like, certain types or cameras, right?
Yes.
Versus a patrol officer, he might just have his cell phone, but evidence specialists have actual cameras to do their work, yes?
That is correct.
And sometimes you guys have like tape measures and rulers and things like that you can utilize at a alleged crime scene when you're photographing where evidence is located, correct?
That is correct.
And generally speaking, it is good practice at a crime scene, if there's an important piece of evidence, that an evidence specialist can come out, photograph it in the trained way that you are before the evidence is moved, correct?
Yes.
You want to document it well where it is, because oftentimes exactly where a piece of evidence found is important, correct?
That is correct.
And so you're trained that as much as possible, evidence specialists come out, try to maybe use your rulers or whatever to help, show where a piece of evidence exactly was and photograph it and use your training to document where exactly that important piece of evidence was at the crime scene. That's good practice, yes?
That is good practice.
And then that way, like a year later, we're not guessing where exactly something was and wasn't, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. DeMello, do you know somebody by the name of, and I'm going to try to pronounce it right, Miss Niu Zhang?
That would be Zinwei.
Completely wrong. the way-
Zhang. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, what was, is that last?
Zinwei
Okay, sorry, the last name is
Zhang.
Okay,
Yes.
last name is,
Zhang.
okay, Zhang.
Yes.
Miss
Zinwei. Yes. Miss Zhang.
Okay, I'll refer to her as Miss Zhang. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
And she was an evidence specialist at the Honolulu Police Department, correct?
Yes.
And she worked on this case, yes?
Yes, she did.
But then she has since left HPD and I think maybe resides in China or something now. Right?
She is no longer with the department. That is correct.
And were you her supervisor?
I was not her direct supervisor. No.
Okay. I noticed on some of the photographs that Miss Zhang took that it indicates that it was approved by Veronica DeMello. What does that mean to if she took a photograph and then you approved it?
So with our workflow, a supervisor, not necessarily her direct supervisor, a supervisor will review the images that are put into that central report system within HPD to account for the amount of images that were taken.
Okay. So you were a supervisor, just not her direct supervisor.
Correct.
But on this occasion, you did approve the photos she took, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she likewise was an evidence specialist who received training on how to properly take photos of relevant things, correct?
Take photos. Yes.
Yeah. She received training on that, right?
Yes, she
Okay.
did.
Your Honor, Exhibit D30 has been admitted into evidence. And can I read the stipulation to the jury?
Yes, but before you do, Mr. Otake, so ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Otake is going to read what's called a stipulation of facts to you. These facts have been agreed by the parties to be conclusively proved. You will treat these facts as conclusively proved. They're not in dispute. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Otake, you may proceed.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the parties stipulate that Exhibit D30 contains photographs taken by HPD evidence specialist Niu Zhang on March 24th, 2025. Okay,
Thank you.
okay. All right, may I publish?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. DiMello, I'm gonna publish this exhibit and ask you a few questions about it, okay? To help
Okay.
the jury understand what certain things on this means, okay? So first thing I'm gonna show you here, if I can get this to work well, is at the bottom of D30, let's let it focus. It indicates here, it has Miss Zhang's name here, right?
Yes.
And then it says rank POL EV SP3. In your experience, what does that mean?
Police evidence specialist 3.
Okay. And so there's different levels.
Yes.
How many levels are there?
4.
Okay. And so she was a 3.
Correct.
And then it has a date and time, March 24th, 2025, 1946, which would be 7:46 p.m. Yes?
Yes.
And in your experience, that's typically around the time that the photos are taken and submitted?
No, that is the time that it's entered into the central receiving
Thank
system.
you.
Yeah.
So that's
Report system.
that's when it's entered into the system, right?
That is
So,
correct.
so that would mean that the photographs being entered were taken before 7:46 p.m. on March 24th, correct?
That would be correct.
At some point.
At
right?
some point.
Then this is the site I was asking about, approved by Veronica DiMello. That's you, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So now I'm going to zoom out. It says at the top here, Honolulu Police Department photographic report. You see that?
Yes.
So part of what evidence specialists do is they photograph things and then they put it into a kind of a report form. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And this looks to be, well, you approved this, and this is a photographic report that Miss Zhang created, correct?
That is correct.
Correct. Okay. And she is now lives in China, to your knowledge.
To my
Okay.
knowledge.
Thank you. Okay. So on this front page here, we have 2 photographs. We have one on the bottom there is a full length photograph of Gerhard Konig. You see that?
It is a left profile.
Left profile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is that's what you guys call it, right?
Yes. A
Yeah.
left profile full length, which
Okay.
means full body on the left side.
Got it. And that's normal in as you go about photographing somebody who's been arrested, and if you're asked to do it, you take profiles from the left, the right, and the front, correct?
Front and back.
And the back.
Yes.
Okay. And then the top one, and that's photograph 8. Top one, photograph 7. That's a I guess closer up of the left profile. Yes.
That is correct. The left profile.
Okay. And then you guys also keep the actual photographs from the camera itself. That's not, you have the photograph that's taken and you put it in a report, but then you guys also have the actual photograph from the camera too, right?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
I'll show you the next
Okay.
page. Okay. So this was turned over,
Okay.
and it's not in a report form, but it's a photograph that was turned over. So you guys have the photographs, and then it's included in the report after. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're talking about keeping the digital file
Yes.
image, yes,
That's what I mean. Sorry,
Yes.
I don't know the right term,
Yes.
but yes.
the digital file image is
It's kept.
kept.
Okay. So, and this is again, digital file image of the left profile of Gerhard's face. Yes.
That is correct.
Okay. And sometimes you guys are trained to, well, not sometimes, but are you guys trained to take photos of apparent injuries on a suspect's body?
We are trained to do that. Yes. Yes.
And in this case, there was a photograph taken of the left side of Dr. Konig's face on March 24th, 2025, correct?
I don't know when she took these images.
But it was before, I'm sorry, it was before 7:46 on March 24th,
Correct.
2025, correct?
Correct.
And we just read the stipulation where the parties are agreeing that it was taken by her on March 21st, 2025.
Yes.
But you weren't there when it was taken.
Correct.
Okay.
I wasn't there when it was.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you, Ms. DiMello.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, you're not. Thank you.
Mr. Mello, thank you for being here. Please
Thank
sit
you.
down. Watch that first.
Yes.
Now, the state's next witness is Gerhard Konig, but as we're calling Mr. Konig, I'm going to retrieve the exhibits and the packaging from the stand.
Please.
I'm going to hand State's Exhibit 29 and 30 to the clerk, and I will put the packaging in the corner.
Thank you.
You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Before we get any further, can you pull the microphone as close to your face as possible and keep your voice into the microphone as much as possible?
Okay, is this better?
Yes. Can you please state your name?
My name is Gerhard Baligad.
Mr. Baligad, what's your occupation?
I'm an evidence specialist with the Honolulu Police Department
How long have you been employed by HPD?
for 19 years.
And what was your assignment on March 24, 2025?
My assignment was to report to the Queens Medical Center ER to take photographs of a person.
I'm going to take a step back. In general, what are your duties as an evidence specialist?
My duties as an evidence specialist are to recover evidence, to take photographs, and to pencil and sketch diagrams.
Okay, and you mentioned that you were assigned to respond to Queens Medical Center.
Yes,
Is the Queens Medical Center in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
yes, it is.
And what specific location of the Queens Medical Center did you respond to?
The punch bowl location, the emergency room.
What time did you arrive to the Queens Medical Center punch bowl emergency room?
Approximately 11:50 in the morning.
And you mentioned earlier you were assigned to take photographs. Who were you assigned to take photographs of?
I was assigned to take photographs of Ms. Ariel Konig
What time did you start taking the photographs at the ER?
at approximately 1:40, 1:50 p.m.
And how long did you have to wait before taking the photographs?
We had to wait about 2 hours.
Why did you have to wait about 2 hours to start photographing?
Objection. Calls for hearsay, Locke's Foundation.
If you know why did you have to wait 2 hours?
We had to wait because there was no room available for her.
All right. Mr. Balaga, I'm going to approach with exhibit state 22 through state 28. I'm going to show them to the defense counsel as well. May I approach the witness? You may. Mr. Baligad, I've just handed you what's been marked as States Exhibit 22 through 28 inclusive. Could you take a look through those exhibits, and when you're done looking through them, can you look up? Okay, are you finished?
Yes,
Do you recognize what these exhibits are that I've just handed you?
Yes, I do.
What are these?
These are photographs taken of Ms. Ariel Konig.
Okay. In the time that you saw Ms. Konig on March 24th, 2025, were you able to familiarize yourself with the condition she was in?
Yes,
Were you able to familiarize yourself with any injuries that you could see?
yes,
These exhibits, state 22 through state 28, did you take all of these photographs yourself directly?
no,
Okay. Despite that, do these photographs fairly and accurately depict Ariel and her injuries as you observed them on March 24th, 2025?
yes.
The state now moves
Well, Your Honor,
exhibits.
can I approach?
And Your Honor, permission to publish.
Right.
Mr. Balaga, I'm going to put the photos up on the screen next to you in order, 22 through 28. As I put them up, can you describe what each photo depicts?
Yes.
All right, now publishing states exhibit 22. Could you describe for us what this photo is depicting?
State Exhibit 22 is an image of the face of Ms. Ariel Konig.
And I'm going to zoom in on the top right of this. What does the top right of Ariel's head depict?
On the top right of the image, which is on the top left of her head, is an injury to the head and scalp area.
And I'm going to now zoom in on
Your Honor, I apologize. Can we approach again? Sure.
He's sitting over there leaning to the sound like womp, 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 womp. Like, you knew these photos was coming in. I don't even know why they trying to keep him out. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, just wasting time with all this objections. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of blood on her. I mean, what are you gonna try to say? He slammed the rock down and then missed her? Because I mean, she got blood on the rock, right? And he did admit that he had a rock in his hand, so I don't know how that works.
Zoom in on an area on the left-hand side of the State's Exhibit 22 right now. Can you describe what we're seeing in this portion of State's Exhibit 22?
On the left side of the image, which is on the right side of her face, there is reddish brown blood-like stains near her eye and above her eyebrow.
The photo speaks for itself. I object, he can describe that he took it. Other than that, it speaks for itself in terms of his, I object, he's, not an expert in injuries.
Okay, I understand. Overall, you can continue.
I'm going to go back to the full-size photo. Okay, and we're going to move on now, Mr. Baligad, to State's Exhibit 23.
Sorry, what number?
23.
Thank you.
Mr. Baligad, what does State's Exhibit 23 show?
State's Exhibit 23 shows the upper left portion of Ms. Konig's head with a wound on that upper left part of her scalp.
I'm going to open an area in the middle of the photo right now. What does this portion from the middle of the photo show?
That portion from the middle of the photo shows the injury to her scalp.
Okay, I'm going to go back to
And
the
again,
full
Your Honor,
photo.
I'm going to object. I'm going to object. Can we approach?
Sure, come on up.
Okay, Mr. Baligad, we're going to move on now to State's Exhibit 24. What does State's Exhibit 24 show?
State's Exhibit 24 shows a out-of-focus view of the top of Ms. Konig's head.
I'm going to move on now to State's Exhibit 25. Now, what does State's Exhibit 25 show?
State's Exhibit 25 shows another view of Ms. Konig on the top of her head.
Okay. What happened to the hair in this, if you know?
Objection. Your Honor, Lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Just name.
Excuse me? Oh, sorry.
Do you know what's different about this photo?
Yes, I do.
What's different?
The medical professionals.
Your Honor, this, again, the same objection. Hearsay,
Well, this one, he's CPA foundation. Go ahead. So sustain for now. For lack of foundation. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Mr. Balagad, you said you know what's different about this photo. Is that from your direct observations or from what somebody told you?
Not what from somebody told me, from what I observed.
Okay, so from what you observed, what is different about this photo?
Medical professionals removed her hair so that we could see the injury better.
Now publishing Stakes Exhibit 26. Mr. Balagad, what does this exhibit show?
Stakes Exhibit 26 shows again Ms. Konig with the injury to her top of the head with hair removed, and a scale is placed to show the size of the injury.
Can you say there's a scale placed to show the size of the injury. Who placed the scale there?
I did. That is my hand.
I'm going to zoom in on the scale in your hand, and at least the top portion of the injury. Okay. What is the marks on the scale represent?
The marks are in millimeters.
Thank you. I'm going to move on now to States Exhibit 27. What does States Exhibit 27 show?
Stakes Exhibit 27 is the back of her left hand.
The back of whose left hand?
Excuse me, Ms. Konig's left hand.
And States Exhibit 28. What does States Exhibit 28 show?
Stakes Exhibit 28 shows the back of Ms. Konig's left hand with a scale placed to show size of injuries.
I'm going to zoom in get a closer look at the top middle of this photo. What is depicted in this portion of the photo?
Injuries that are on the back of the index, the finger, the back of the thumb, the back of the middle finger with the scale showing in millimeters the injury of Ms. Konig.
We're going to move on a little bit in time, Mr. Balagad. In addition to taking photographs and observing Ariel Konig on March 24, 2025, did you collect any other evidence in this case?
On March 24th.
In general?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What evidence did you collect?
I recovered Ms. Konig's clothing.
Later on in the case, did you collect any other evidence?
Yes, I did.
So what did you collect later on?
On March 25th, we reported back to the Queen's Hospital, and I got a DNA reference sample, or what is called a buccal swab, from Ms. Konig.
I want to ask about the buccal swab from Ms. Konig. And you also referenced it as a DNA reference sample. Can you just explain what that is for us?
A DNA reference sample is a known sample of a person, and that known sample can either be blood or a sample from the person's inner mouth called the buccal area. And that buccal area is the known sample of a person that is used to reference against or tested against unknown samples.
Can you describe for us how you're trained to collect a buccal swab sample?
Training is done at the office when we first start. That's one of our first tasks we learn to do. So a buccal swab or swabbing is using a sterile swab to swab the inner cheeks of a person. And then that swab is placed in a sealed envelope, and then it's sealed with tamper-proof tape and submitted to the HPD evidence room.
Before you take the swab, is there any procedure you follow?
We take an identification photo of the person that we are doing the reference sample on.
I'm now going to approach with State's Exhibit 128. Showing the defense. Okay, I'm going to approach now with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 128. Do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes, I do.
What is this?
This is a identification photo of Ms. Konig that I took on March 25th prior to taking the DNA reference sample.
Okay. And does this photo fairly and accurately depict Ms. Konig as you observed her before taking the reference sample on March 25th, 2025?
Yes.
At this point, the state moves Exhibit 128 into evidence.
No objection. It would have been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 128 is received into evidence.
And published State's 128. All right, I'm going to take now State's Exhibit 128 off the screen. All right, Mr. Balagad, what was the was the buccal swab that you recovered from Ms. Konig given an evidence item number?
Yes, it was.
What evidence item number was it given?
Item number 24.
And was that under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
And can you walk us through exactly how you took the buccal swab from Ariel?
Okay. So again, sterile swabs are used. They're taken out of the package. We swab the inner cheeks, both the left and right side, to obtain the sample. It's sealed in a self-sealing envelope. Then we seal it with evidence tape. We write up an evidence sheet, and then we submit it to the evidence room.
Okay. A couple follow-up questions. You said the packaging is self-sealing. What does that mean?
The envelope comes with self-sealing so that when we put the swab sample into the package, it has a removable tape that we seal over, and then it's considered closed and sealed. It's to keep it sterile or from being contaminated by anything else.
And then you mentioned evidence tape as well. Can you describe that?
Yeah. Evidence tape is tamper-proof tape that we use to make sure that envelope cannot be opened again without breaking the seal.
And what kind of evidence tamper-proof tape do you use?
We use the Honolulu Police Department evidence tape.
And for you yourself, do you have any specific color of tape you use?
We use the color of white and blue.
Is that for everybody at HPD or any specific section?
No, the different sections have their own colors of tape to show which section used or submitted evidence.
So which section has the white and blue tape?
The crime scene unit has white and blue.
And after you said you sealed the package with the evidence tape, in this case, what did you do with the tape?
So after the packaging is sealed, we sign and date it, and then we submit it to the evidence room.
Okay, how do you submit, or keep it specific to this one, how do you submit the packaging item number 24 in this case?
In this case, the evidence sheet is created with the sealed evidence, goes to the evidence room, and then an evidence custodian receives it.
And who did you give, which evidence custodian at the HPD evidence room did you give this item number 24 to?
To evidence custodian Lou Gonzalez.
What is Lou Gonzalez's full first name?
Lucia.
Okay. From the time that you collected the buccal swab from Ariel to the time you gave it to Lucia Gonzalez at the HPD evidence room, was the swab in your sole custody and control?
Yes.
During that time, did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy the contents of the package, item number 24, in any way?
No.
During that time that you were in that full custody and control, did you or anybody else open the self-sealing package at all?
No.
Did everything you testified to happen in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time. I'm going to retrieve the exhibits from the witness before. And I'll hand them to the court clerk.
Good morning, Mr. Baligat.
Good morning.
Just a few questions for you. You indicated that on March 24th, you went to the Queen's emergency room to attempt to obtain photographs of the complainant in this case, correct?
Correct.
And throughout your career, well, how long have you been an evidence specialist? With
Coming up to 19 years.
19 years. Okay. And from time to time in your 19 years as an evidence specialist with HPD, you've had to respond to the Queen's emergency room to take photographs of complainants. Yes.
Yes.
And those and suspects as well. Yes.
Yes.
So you've been there often to do that through the 19 years, I'd imagine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you indicated when you got to the Queen's emergency room, you had to wait for about 2 hours because there was no room available for her, correct?
Correct.
Meaning Miss Konig was actually out in the hallway, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So at the Queen's emergency room, following this incident, to your knowledge, the Queen's emergency department had her wait in a hallway for 2 hours before moving her to a room, correct?
She was in the hallway on a gurney.
Yeah. For 2 hours, right?
Yes.
In your experience going to the emergency rooms to the 19 years, have you heard of triage where they give rooms to the more critical patients first?
Yes.
Now, sir, the prosecutor went over some of the photos with you that you took that day, and you gave some commentary about injuries on the thumb and scalp and things like that. You're not a medical professional, are you?
No.
Okay. And I mean, you take the photos and the photos look a certain way, and photos look bad, obviously, but medically speaking, you don't have qualifications to say how medically serious her injuries were or were not, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's better left to the Queen's doctors to talk about those things, yes?
Yes.
And as far as the manner or means of the injury, how many strikes and whatever, you would agree that a medical, a forensic pathologist, medical doctor who specializes in examining injuries and coming up with opinions about means and manner, they would have more qualifications than you to do that, yes?
Objection, argumentative, and vague.
You agree with that, right?
I agree. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. No further questions.
No, thank you.
Thank you. What's your first step?
Great. This next witness. This next witness will be Vance Lime.
You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat. Hi, good morning.
Morning.
First thing first, could you please sit close to the microphone and maybe pull the microphone close to your mouth and just try and speak into it for the rest of the morning?
Yes.
First of all, can you please state your name?
My name is Vance Lime.
Mr. Lime, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I've been calling you Lime.
Okay.
What is your occupation?
I'm employed for with the state of Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources Conservation and Resources Enforcement Division.
It's a long name. Is there an acronym they use for your agency?
There is normally referred to as DLNR or DOCARE.
Is it okay if I use the word DOCARE?
Yes.
What's your rank at DOCARE?
I'm a lieutenant for the District 1 area of Oahu.
And then can you describe a little bit about what DOCARE is as an agency?
We are a full law enforcement agency that enforces the rules under the Department of Land and Natural Resources. And our jurisdiction is from basically the top of the mountain to 3 miles out
You say 3 miles out.
into the ocean.
How long have you been employed by DOCARE?
Approximately 20 years.
Were you so employed and on duty on March 24th, 2025 at around 10:34 a.m.?
Yes.
On that date and time, where were you dispatched to?
I was dispatched to the Pali Lookout.
What's the official name that DOCARE uses for the Pali Lookout?
Nu'uanu Wayside.
Also the Nu'uanu Pali Wayside?
Yes, Nu'uanu Pali Wayside.
Is that in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Which law enforcement agency or state agency normally has jurisdiction over the Nu'uanu Pali Wayside, if you know?
What was the question?
Do you know who normally has jurisdiction over the Nu'uanu Pali Wayside area?
It's usually DOCARE.
And you said you actually went to the Pali Lookout. What did you do when you arrived at the Pali Lookout on March 24th, 2025?
Upon arrival, I met with the HPD sergeant who briefed us on the situation that was happening.
When you arrived, were any other DOCARE officers present with you?
There was 2 other officers,
And who was that?
Officer Dombrowski and Officer Pham.
And after being briefed by Sergeant Malloy, what did you and as well as Officers Dombrowski and Pham do?
After the briefing, we kind of made a plan to go up to the Pali Puka hiking trail and to assist HPD in the search of a male or Caucasian male that was supposedly up there.
Lieutenant Lime, did you write a report for this incident?
Yes.
And what did you refer to the area as in your report?
In my report, I put the Pali notches.
Okay. Can you explain the difference to us?
Yes. If you're at the Pali Lookout looking towards the windward area of Kaneohe, the Pali notches are to your right if you're looking towards Kaneohe, and the Pali Puka is on your left as you're looking out towards Kaneohe.
Got it. So which area did you actually search or actually go to on March 24th, 2025?
We searched the Pali Puka trail.
All right. I'm going to now publish what's been admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 19. Lieutenant Lime, is the area that you searched contained on this diagram?
Yes.
What were you searching the area for?
For a suspect.
So a person.
A person, correct.
Mr. Lime, I'm going to, or Lieutenant Lime, I'm going to approach you and I'm going to ask you if you could use this iPad to use this pen and draw your search pattern on this diagram. Could you do that for me?
Yes.
Okay, and as you do it, could you narrate the way you searched?
Okay.
And then if you could narrate into the microphone as you do that.
Our search started in the parking lot down below. We went up the Polipuka Trail, up towards, I'm assuming the X is the,
Don't assume.
Okay.
Just you went
All
up.
right. So up to the trail. About 5 minutes up the trail.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
man.
is he drawing on it now? It's not showing up. Or
It's the red line.
The red lines.
oh, got it. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Can you continue?
As we got to the location, we came in contact with one HPD officer who was holding security around the location of the scene of the incident. From there, we went past that officer in the scene. There was another HPD officer above that scene. So we went past them and we continued up the trail looking for any disturbances along the trail or going off of the trail, where a possible, person might be running and hiding. Went all the way up to the Puka, which is, again, I can't really tell where the Puka is on this trail, but went to the Puka. There was nobody located on top of the trail. Went past the Puka and then came back or doubled back down. We doubled back down to 2 different areas. One area is just above the scene or the location, an approximate area, and then there's another one just above that. Officer Dombrowski was by himself. He walked into this area. Officer Pham and myself walked into this brush or forested area to search for, again, another possible suspect
Okay.
and any other persons that we could locate in that area.
When was the next time or the next place you saw Officer Dombrowski?
As we went in, we kind of met up with each other in the area, and then we doubled down back and forth in this kind of a pattern all the way to the roadside.
In the area that you've now drawn on this iPad in the exhibit, what was the terrain like?
The terrain was thick brush, a lot of trees, canopy, a lot of bushes, a lot of nooks and crannies, a lot of small crevices and spaces.
You say nooks and crannies and crevices and spaces. What does that mean? Can you describe that a little bit for us?
There's little overhangs with brushes and dark spaces that we're kind of looking for and making sure that nobody's hiding in those areas.
As you were going through this area of the Nu'uanupali Wayside, did you have any concerns?
The concern was as far as safety because it was a steep hillside, and we just had to traverse that as slow as possible.
Okay. I'm going to take a backtrack just a moment, Lieutenant Lime. Lime, I'm so sorry. Lieutenant Lime, when you walked up, or have you ever walked up the Polipuka Trail before?
Yes,
How many times have you been up that way?
maybe 3 times, 4 times.
What's on the windward side of the trail?
Windward side of the trail is steep cliffs.
From the area that you hiked, could you estimate the height of the cliff?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation. And it's also vague. He hiked a lot of areas.
Could you estimate if you know the general height of the cliff?
No,
Is it more than, can you estimate, is it more than 10 feet?
definitely
Okay. Could you give us a general ballpark?
a few hundred feet.
All right. And then you described a concern on the area you searched with the red lines on this diagram. How steep was that area of the mountain?
And again, Your Honor, it's vague. There's red lines all over the map.
You can answer if you understand.
It was steep, but there are some areas where you would really have to take your time and go slow and hold on to the bush or tree to get down.
Okay. Moving forward in time a little bit, Lieutenant Lime, once you and officers Dombrowski and Pham reached the bottom of the area you searched, what did you do next?
While we were in that area searching, there's about 4 other officers, so DoCare officers that assisted in the search.
Okay.
And when we draw in that area.
Could you, if you know?
So those 4 officers entered around this area and went this way. And then you search towards our location.
Do you know who those officers are?
Maybe 2 of them.
Could you tell us their names?
Officer Maui Lee, Officer Ibarra, Officer Kanaka Ole. Not sure who was the 4th one.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to come and retrieve the iPad from you and take the exhibit down, and then we'll move on in time a little bit further. And we've taken State's exhibit down, State's exhibit 19 down from the iPad, or from the view. Okay. How long were you up at the Poly Lookout and the Nuuanu Poly Wayside area on March 24th, 2025?
The total time we were there?
Yes.
Approximately 9 hours.
During that time, did any other officers or DoCare personnel respond that you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay. Who else arrived at that area?
It was our chief. The name's
Please.
Chief Redula, Lieutenant Henry Heine, Officer or temporary assigned Kai Kamau.
And after these people or these DoCare personnel arrived, what steps, if any, did they do?
Officer Kamau was given the approval by our chief, Redula, to fly his drone or his unmanned aerial vessel or vehicle.
What time did Officer Kamau start using his drone?
About 13:30, 1:30, around that time frame.
And what area did he use his drone in?
He flew his drone over the area. We did a search from the parking lot, and I believe he went up the Palipuka Trail and then kind of doubled around what the area we were searching.
Do you know what time Officer Kamau finished using his drone?
He had to ground his drone maybe like 10 minutes after flight because of the HFD helicopter coming in.
Right. Did you see any other agencies or government organizations respond or participate in the search other than DoCare?
Yes.
Who else?
More HPD officers arrived, somewhere from the Specialized Services Division, K9 unit, and the major events.
What did you see what the K9 unit did?
They mustered up, had a plan, and then
I'm just objecting.
Sorry. Did you see where they went, I guess?
yeah, they themselves performed the search up the trail, the Palipuka Trail.
Did you see what the Specialized Services Division did?
They're all together.
Sorry, I understand. All right, Lieutenant Lima, how long did the search continue for on March 24th, 2025?
I believe around 16:30 or 16:45 or something like that. Commander in charge during that time kind of told everybody that we're gonna cease searching in the area, leave the area, hold the gates to make sure that no one enters the park, and then come back at a later time.
What later time was it planned to come back?
I believe around 2000 hours, or 8 o'clock p.m.
Do you know why the search was suspended until 8 o'clock p.m.?
They wanted to come in dim light and use infrared or heat or something like that.
Overall, what was the forest cover like in the area that you searched?
The forest cover is thick. The canopy that the trees make is super thick. The trees are maybe 50, 75 feet tall, and it throws a pretty good canopy.
What was the ground cover like underneath those trees?
Muddy, wet, slippery.
And what was the brush cover like?
Some areas are super thick, where you really had to push through, and some areas it'll open up some space and you could walk freely, but most of the while it was just thick with a lot of trees.
And what was the slope like again?
It was a good gradient. I couldn't tell you, but it was just pretty steep in some areas.
Did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
Mr. Take, can we take a pause after the recess?
I'm gonna be like 3 minutes,
Please.
maybe 4. Good morning, Lieutenant Lime. Thank you for being here. When you were just describing the thick canopy and the thick brush and the steep terrain and the muddy, that's when you were off the trail looking, right?
Correct.
Because the Palipuka Trail is, you access it from the same parking lot area as the Pali Lookout, yes?
Yes.
Is Pali Lookout under DoCare's general? Is that a park you guys kind of take care of or manage, I guess?
Yes, it's under the Division of State Parks.
Okay, so it's actually a state park, this parking lot, yes?
Yes.
And the Palipuka Trail itself, I know you're talking about, veering up and down. The Palipuka Trail itself, it's a known hiking trail open to the public that hikers in the public use regularly, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Any redirect?
No, thank you.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's take our morning recess. Our 15-minute recess. Ms. Alpha Fisher will collect you at 11:20, where the carpet is found on the fourth floor. Leave your notebooks on the chair. All rise.
Okay, so they are about to go on their morning break. I'm not sure we have any TiVo time or not, but I will check that. But yeah, so far we just laying this foundational. Remember, she's not testifying to Tuesday. We don't have any court on Monday. I'm assuming that the son wouldn't be able to testify until the mom testifies. So I think that kind of like put a little, I don't want to say a damper, but something different into their plans. And I don't think that they're planning on having court all day, at least from what I was hearing from the judge. Judge said that it would let us know. So with that being said, that'll kind of determine in regards to the 10K celebration this evening for our Take It to Trial After Dark party. I guess we can decide. I guess if he lets them go early, then we should be good. But if he doesn't let them go early, I guess we have some decisions to make if we want to continue with court today or if we want to wait until Monday and just go to the after party. Yeah, it's very accessible to the public. And he was only 5 minutes in. Yeah, Just Shamrock, I think that what happened was he ran. I don't know if they found him right away, but they did find him at the scene coming out of the bushes, and I think he was trying to go back into the forest. So he was trying to run away again. So, but I think he had some time because remember he made a phone call, so he did a couple things right then. So yeah, there's that. Okay, and they are still out break, so that did. Yeah, we don't have any TiVo time to get us past that part. Says that is the defense strong point. How would he plan to unalive her in a place that is so widely accessible to the public? Yeah, that and only 5 minutes in. Like I don't know how long this trail is, but it seemed like they could have been going up a lot more. Like everybody say they were only 5 minutes in. Lynn says, I thought the same thing. Shows how serious the cops took this. SD says she neutral. Is Susie in the house? Wait a minute, I gotta unmute myself. He didn't expect people to hike up where they were so he could unalive her on the side of the mountain. I don't think so, Lynn. I think that it's a lot of cars. It was a lot of people. I don't think that part. Like he had it. I don't know. I think I'm more leaning towards what CCG TV is saying in a way, only because maybe they were up on the hill, maybe they got in some type of argument when they got 5 minutes in, and he decided that this was it, because he had to expect, because there's tourist buses, there's cars there are a lot of people there, so he had to expect, especially if you just walking in. And remember, they allegedly say that he didn't want to go with any other groups. He wanted to go hiking on his own. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if that, I don't know about that one, but I can see it. I think just because the particular trail / hike they were taking is not highly traveled at the top, but she smartly didn't want to go up to the puka. Let's see. I tell you, I've never been hiking. Have any of you guys been hiking? I've never been hiking. I have no clue what they're talking about. So I'm Googling it so we can see why they're still on break, guys. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Y'all see that? That is absolutely gorgeous. Could you imagine I didn't do any of that stuff when I went to Hawaii. I'm scared I think I might be scared to hike. You said it's about 45 minutes up. You say you used to hike all the time. Gosh, this is such a view. This person took her a picture up there. Let's see if we can find a hiking trail. I don't know where they at. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's beginner intermediate. It's 1 hour. Oh, it's only 1 mile. Okay. Some steep climbs, narrow ridges. Finding the puka muddy if it has been raining. Three Peaks, K Bay. Okay. What to bring? Bring water, but it's optional. So this is the hike. It must go like this. The hike is pretty simple, y'all. It's a straight shot up the ridge from the Poly Lookout until you reach the impassable rock wall. The puka will be behind you, below you. That being said, Poly Puka has its challenges despite being such a short hike. Immediately after you enter the trees, you will come to a fork. Head right and uphill to get to the ridge. You will get going quick as soon as you have scrambled up the pine needle root cover incline. This can definitely be a pain if it's rainy. Do you think that's the part that they were at? They got rope. Because remember, they said that they were kind of like crawling. They were at the part where they were like on their hands and their knees. Oh, y'all can't see it. Dang it. Let me show y'all. I'm up here just looking at this stuff without y'all. Good grief. No wonder y'all just sitting there. I apologize. It didn't share the tab. Okay, so look. So that's the arrow. I'm assuming this is like the entrance. Right here. It says it is 300 feet. I guess 300 feet. 300 feet. Is that too high for you, Lynn? It say the hike is pretty simple. It's a straight shot. I don't know. When I went to Hawaii, it rained every day. So I don't know. They get too much. They I don't know how they rain go, but when I went, it rained every day. Let's see here. Oh, they didn't get to this part, but this is not. Or y'all think they got to this part? It said you will have a minor scramble down to get level with the puka. There's really two places you can scramble down. Where the girls are doing it right here, I guess. Oh my goodness. Slightly to the right of the puka when facing windward is one option. The other option is by the tall rock face. There's not a lot of space in front of the puka. The ridge is pretty narrow and there aren't really good places to sit. So if there are people down there, you may have to wait until your turn up on the ridge line. But the waiting game is worth it. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, nah. Oh, no. I ain't never doing that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let me show y'all what they did. Wait a minute. They back in court, but let me show y'all what they did. So, yeah, nah. They would never get me in this mess. So she right here, y'all, this girl with these lavender pants, I don't know if y'all can see her real good. I can't really like blow it up no more. But y'all see her right here, the one that's like bending down and she like squatting down. She is gonna slide. She is getting on her butt so they can slide, and they're going in here right here, y'all. Y'all see where my cursor at? Oh yeah, you ain't never. I ain't never doing that. They don't even have no rope or nothing. They don't even have nothing attached to them. Oh my goodness, y'all see that? Like, so she going from here, right here, y'all. If y'all can see where I'm if y'all can see my cursor, and I guess they got to slide down and go in here, like right here, and go in. Oh no 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 no! And that's how they got here. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm out. Yeah, no rope, no nothing. Ooh, somebody got a like video with their GoPro. Ooh, that's probably nice. I mean, it's a beautiful view, but you couldn't catch me doing it, baby. Maybe when I was younger. Are you behind, SD? I think you behind. But wow, so they have to scoot down. Yeah, there ain't no way I'm doing that. And they say this is like an easy height. I beg to differ. Okay, let me get us back into the courtroom. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, wait. No can.
25-373. The Konig is present in court. All four counsel of record are present. All jurors are back in the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. During the recess, we were monitoring not just the weather conditions, but the current news situation as well. We've been informed that Governor Green is closing state offices. And while the Chief Justice hasn't made an official decision yet with respect to courts, after talking with the attorneys for the parties, we're all in agreement that we're going to let you go for the day. There's no sense keeping you here only to fight bad weather later on in the afternoon. So out of safety and out of caution and out of care for all of you, I'm going to recess the trial for today. Have you come back next week on Tuesday to resume. Yes, we'll be a little bit behind schedule, but I will tell you the attorneys have been working very diligently and efficiently so that even though we might be a little behind schedule, I think we're still going at a very good pace. So no anxiety there. Between now and when you come back on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, same rules. I'll talk to anybody about this case. Keep an open mind. Do not try to learn about this case outside of the courtroom. Again, I appreciate your flexibility, your dedication. Thanks for coming in through the weather. I'm going to send you back home through the weather before it gets any worse. So all of you, have a safe drive home. Have a good, safe, dry weekend. Take care of yourselves as well as your families. We'll see all of you next week, Tuesday. All rise.
Okay, well they are excusing court, so that means that we don't even have to decide if we gonna quit court or not because they quit on us. They only did like an hour. Yeah, I know when I was down there, it rained. It rained. I think it rained every day almost. And the bad part about it is it's not like when it rained here in Arizona. That's what I can tell you, because when it rained here in Arizona, we still get sun. We still get a rainbow. Oh, it's raining here too, Lynn.
At the time, we're still on record.
I know Mr. Taki I have a couple things as well.
Go ahead.
Okay, two things. Yesterday, Mr. Taki asked if there will be a report coming from investigator to the prosecutor's office. There should be one coming, so I can confirm that's incoming. The second is with regards to State's Exhibit 4, that was by agreement of the parties withdrawn so that the audio on the disc could be redacted per the court's order. I did take the disc back to my office. They informed me of something I should have seen the first time. It was put on a CD-R, which is not rewritable. So what I'm proposing is that I have it burned to a new disc, which then the officer will sign and date, and then that will be put to the court. Is that acceptable?
That's fine.
Okay, I just want to put on record what the plan is.
That's fine.
I appreciate you working it out. Okay,
That's it for me.
thank you.
One quick second.
Yep.
Let me see the one that has- Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry. One second here.
Of course, take your time.
Okay. On record, so, Your Honor, in the defense, this is gonna be pertinent to, Ms. Konig's examination next week, so I thought I'd raise it now and give prosecutors the weekend. Exhibit 120 of ours is the AT&T records of hers that we subpoenaed and the court released. Under the rules, we made a summary chart of, particularly her interactions with Mr. Miller. And so we wanted to turn the chart over to the state today so they can do their due diligence and verify that the chart is accurate under the rules.
Okay.
And so we also, to make it easier, did highlight in the record itself the corresponding places in the chart. So I'm just turning that over.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then after, once that we're gonna add the chart as a exhibit and we'll get you guys a amended exhibit list that adds that chart.
Okay, can you email the chart electronically when you have the chart?
Yes, I think is this?
Yeah.
I think we have it.
You better.
When I say we, I mean Ms. McCullough.
Is that the court's copy? Can the court keep that?
I believe that is, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And that's just gonna be.
And this is this? And this is the copy of the exhibit list with that on it.
Okay,
Yes.
so Taki, that's gonna be next in order, defendants 184.
Correct.
Thank you.
That was all I had to bring up on the record.
I want to follow up on that because I got one more thing. We discussed this earlier, counsel, but I never closed the loop on it. With respect to the AT&T records, the court is still in possession of the affidavit or the declaration for compliance with Rule 902. I still have it in case it becomes an issue.
Okay.
I was supposed to turn it over to you. I haven't, but the court is still in possession of it. It came with the original. It was a thumb drive
Return,
that the
yes.
court reviewed and turned
Okay.
over after in-camera review.
Okay.
So let me know if you actually want the declaration.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'm gonna see, I gotta think through how we're gonna go about this. Okay. Thank you for that.
So if there's nothing else on record, we will adjourn for the day.
9 o'clock Tuesday.
Yes, you got anything else on record, Mr. Otake?
Just let me think real quick.
Take your time.
Oh, yeah, we just need to get that back from you.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this, but I haven't reviewed it yet.
Oh,
Did you want me to review it?
I mean, it's up to you, but
I would like,
it might make sense if you review it now and then you can, I think you'll understand what I'm gonna be arguing from, that it's, non-hearsay, it's not being offered for the truth.
I'll take a look at
Of
it.
the
then.
audio.
Did you want the thumb drive back today?
I don't think we need it today.
Okay, no, I'll return it on Tuesday then.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Now that we have additional.
Yeah, and like I said, our arguments are gonna be non-hearsay, not offered for the truth of the audio.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else we should pick up on record?
I will review all of the clips that the state has from the defense with regards to Officer Chun to prepare for whatever I have to do. Nothing
All right.
else.
We can go off record. Council, anything we should discuss off record in terms of scheduling?
I mean, I guess, is the plan on Tuesday the same with these officers now, or? I mean, you can let me know tomorrow, I guess, but.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll let you know.
Probably not, right?
Yeah.
I don't
You called them out of order because of my previous
Yeah.
order regarding the complaint.
Yeah, just let me know, if you can let me know tomorrow,
I,
what you're planning to do Monday or Tuesday.
so, I mean, Tuesday afternoon, I'm planning to have the doctors testify.
Doctors, Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they're the most,
Right, they're a little more restricted in timing, right?
sure. They have some flexibility, but not a ton.
Well, we cannot start early in the morning then if you're gonna do if you gotta do them in the.
You think you're gonna take?
Well, I don't
I'm
know.
estimating about an hour to hour and a half under estimating.
Oh, if that's the case, maybe we could finish her in the morning.
If she starts, what if the rec's gonna be done, cross is gonna start, even if you don't finish cross, can you put on the doctors? And then finish up the cross
No, I wouldn't agree to do that.
I can.
But-
like I said, I have
but-
some flexibility with the doctor. I can probably move them back a little bit in the afternoon as well.
But I mean, if the direct of her is truly gonna be like an hour and a half, I think we'll finish her that morning. I'm not gonna cross it for more than 2 hours.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay, that helps with scheduling.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, okay,
I
so
think
but the
that's-
doctors
that's
aren't
more the
afternoon.
plan.
Okay. And then by doctors, you mean the two?
Yeah, Grosjean and
Whitney.
Carlton.
With, Carton, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
That's good for schedule. So Tuesday's gonna be a full day.
Yeah.
Definitely a full day, yeah. And we'll plan on Wednesday being full day as well.
Right, and then we're off
Thursday, we're off Thursday,
back Friday.
back on Friday.
And I'll probably ask Officer Chun to be ready Tuesday afternoon as well, in case we move fast with the doctors.
That makes sense.
I think
And then
that's,
come Friday, I think of next week, I'll ask you, Joel, where we really are, whether or not you really think you're gonna finish on the following Tuesday. Because that impacts presentation of the.
Yeah.
Right?
And the other thing I wanted to bring up is, we've never really discussed this, but if you guys wanna propose something, you know, on some of the chain of custody issues for the DNA or whatever, just, you know,
stipulation. for the
Possibly.
evidence. Yeah.
you know, just on some of the, you know, chain witnesses,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can type something up and send it to you
Yeah.
over the weekend.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that cuts out, not a huge time, but it cuts out
Yeah.
7 or 8 witnesses.
No promises, but I'll look at it.
No, 7 or 8 witnesses, that's a lot still. Okay, gentlemen, anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thanks for your flexibility. All of you guys be safe.
Yeah, you too. Thank
See you
you.
guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it okay if we leave the binders?
Yes, same disclosure. If anything
Yeah,
is
yeah,
lost or
right,
broken,
right.
it's not my fault.
Hey, Judge.
Stay safe.
Everything is closed except judiciary.
No, it look like it.
No, we will.
I know.
Um,
I just.
But if they can get a head start on the commute, better for them.
Yeah, so what I gather from that is that we don't have court Monday. We come back into court on Tuesday. After court on Tuesday, we'll have court Tuesday and Wednesday. We do not have court on Thursday, and they come back Friday. And I guess all of this stuff will be weather dependent, because over in Hawaii. So yeah, there's that. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. So I don't know what to say about that, but that's okay, I guess. So we have we only had 2 witnesses today. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of it. And then Mondays they don't even have court. So I'm about to get ready to put the post out for the celebration gathering later. Let's see here. So we will do it. Let's plan on 8:30 East Coast time, which is like 5:30 West Coast time. Does that sound about right? I guess it's gonna be dark some places and not dark other places, but it'll be dark enough, I guess. Real happy said this trial's gonna take forever. I agree. So I am going to go ahead and create the live stream for that, and then I'm gonna drop the link, and then that way y'all can that way y'all can hit the But y'all can go over there and hit the notification button and stuff and get us all set up. And then I gotta find me I was looking online and I was trying to find me like a virtual wheel for all the prizes and stuff for the giveaways. So I gotta do that, and I have to I gotta find me a wheel. I gotta find a thing to put all everybody's name, the winners' names on there so we can spin the wheel. I'm gonna do like a virtual wheel. Yeah, I got a whole bunch. I'm gonna do it on here, Lynn. I'm gonna do it on YouTube. It's not on Discord. I'm gonna do it on YouTube. I think, yeah. Unless y'all want me to do it on both, I don't know. I know. What did I put in the thing? Did I put Discord? Because I know I originally was thinking Discord for the music part. But then I was like, we got people on Discord, but we probably don't have a whole bunch of people on Discord. So that's why I was thinking maybe we should do it over here. Something beeping. You want to do it on Discord? Okay. I put it on our community board, and then I put one in Discord for all of y'all, for everybody. But I never like put like where we were gonna have it like that. But Discord fine with me. It don't matter to me. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't put out the and that's why I was gonna have it on the main channel, because I was like, everybody don't have Discord. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it on YouTube because I don't know if everybody can participate. We just probably won't be able to play. We'll be able to play our music that we got on here, but we probably won't be able to play any other type of little hip hop music. Only so everybody can participate, because I want everybody to come that wants to come and be able to win some prizes and stuff. Yeah, so we'll do it that way. I'm about to pull out the notification. Wait a minute. Y'all should sign up for Discord if you have time. It's so much fun. We can watch movies and all types of stuff. Okay, let me put this up here. And then I'll drop the link for y'all so y'all can have it. That's weird. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Schedule for later. Yeah, we'll do it 5:30 our time. 5:30. It make me do a whole bunch of typing. That's what I can definitely tell you. I know it's so funny because before I knew about Discord, I was like so hesitant, so didn't want to go over there. I was like, I so don't know how to work this thing. And I was like, I really don't want to go over here. And then once we went over there and I got the hang of being over there, I was like, oh, okay. I still don't know how to do a lot of stuff over there. That's what I can tell you. But when we was trying to watch that Diddy special and all of us wanted to watch it, I had to figure it out. I'm gonna type this in here. I need to go get my nails cut. They're like way too long for me. Way too long for me. Okay. View on YouTube. Okay, so here is the link for everybody. This is for the 10K party. I just put it over there. I'm dropping it like it's hot. So make sure y'all click on the notification bell on the link. And we will all get together at 5:30. Well, 5:30 my time, 8:30 East Coast time. And all the other times, I don't know. We just have to figure it out. And we will kind of go from there. I guess everything worked out really today for us because I didn't know how Sandra's hearing was going to go this morning. I didn't know if that was going to be an all-day hearing or what it was going to be. So it's kind of good that her hearing ended when it ended. Then we got here and I was like, okay, they can be in court to 8 o'clock. How is that going to work? But they ended their court early. So yeah, we all in the good. So now we can hang out for a take it to trial after dark. Take it to trial. All right, guys. I'll see y'all in about 2.5 hours. Make sure y'all click the link, hit the notification bell. Y'all can, and we will get this party started in a couple hours. All right. I'll see y'all in a minute.